What is up, guys? This is our first video. Woo! And we're going to be doing it on what we just saw, the first two episodes of Luke Cage. So, I was blown away by this portrayal of this hero, because I know a little bit about Luke Cage. I don't know that much about him, but I still know a lot to know that what they did in the first two episodes just set up a great storyline. It's going to be interesting, at least from my perspective. I'm really going to enjoy this tale of one of the few black superheroes in all the universes that actually gets mainstream time, because not a lot of us Bloods get the shine we deserve. So, yeah, how'd you feel about it?
It was very intense. So many people died.
True.
So many people died.
Yeah. And it was just so much blood everywhere. And it does show you what happens in neighborhoods such as his, in bad areas where people do die for reasons that are stupid. Mm-hmm. So it gives you this real life situation and this real life time with a superhero dealing with his own problems, and yet still dealing with the neighborhood he's in and the influence. It was just mind-blowing to me, because that usually doesn't happen.
I have some questions.
And it's question time, people. So, what you got here?
Like, was he a superhero beforehand? Like, before when the show started?
No. Actually, the way they're doing it is he had the powers, but he never really wanted to use them. At least that's what I've gotten so far from the first two episodes. Don't quote me if it quotes something later.
Yeah, we only watched the first two episodes, and they may contain spoilers. So, yeah. They will contain spoilers, huh?
If you haven't seen the first episode, but you haven't seen the first two episodes, you shouldn't be watching this video.
Sure. Okay.
Next question.
When the guy, the main guy, not the main guy, but like...
The main villain?
Yes.
Okay.
Like the head guy of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when he like just like threw the person off the roof.
Yes.
And like the guy fell off this like not six story, like very tall building into like a car and then died. Like, what about the car? And like,
well, I don't think the car was the biggest issue in this situation here that was presented. I mean, they may go back to the car if they want to be nitpicky, but I don't think we're going to see a return of that car. Hashtag return of the car.
Yes, hashtag return of the car. But like, if they like pay off the person whose car it is or whatever,
it could have been his car. We don't even know.
But it's like his club, and those people need a park to go into the club or like neighboring apartment complexes.
So right now, we're going to go with the story that it was his car, so he doesn't care. Okay? But if they go back to it in the later episodes, then you'll know about your car.
Okay.
Hashtag where's the car?
Hashtag return the car.
Next question.
So how is like the head villain guy and the mayor lady, or I don't know if she's a mayor, but like the political lady related? Like, are they like a thing? Are they like...
Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure he calls her cousin.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure they are cousins, not brother or sister or blood related in that form. I think they are just cousins.
Mm-hmm.
But they could be like brother, because they also give off a brother and sister type vibe. But then again, I give off a brother and sister type of vibe with my cousins too. So I'm thinking it's probably just cousins at this point. Okay. I don't really know exactly the family tree yet.
So, no Pops.
Yes. Pops, a very important character.
Well, he's dead now.
R.I.P. Pops.
Rest in peace, Pops. I have a moment silent for Pops.
Alright, your question?
Okay. So, know how, like, he had a kid, but he doesn't know his kid?
Yeah.
Like, do you know who the kid is?
Oh. We're going to go into conspiracy theory here for a second. So, my theory is, by the way that the episode ended with Cottonmouth crying over the picture of Pops and his boys in the back, either he was Pops' son, because Pops never knew his son. Remember that. Spoilers if you haven't seen, but you shouldn't watch this if you haven't seen. As we stated earlier, Pops never met his son. He went to jail when he was 6, and never really met his son, so didn't know. But I feel like if he was part of a crime family, he would know. Didn't know his son. So that I feel like Cottonmouth is actually Pops' son, so that's why it took that big of an effect on him when Pops was killed by his henchman that got tossed off the roof for being a dumbass.
Yeah. Why was he so mad?
Because he wanted to prove a point because Glasses came in, #Glasses, and then just basically took his right-hand man's spot, so he tried to prove himself, but that ended up backfiring and he got tossed off the roof.
So mad. But okay, you know how like we were saying...
Loud.
You know how we were saying that Pops was the Cottonmouth's dad?
Yes, that's
But
my theory.
even if the mayor lady, political lady, is the cousin, would she have an idea? Or like her mom have an idea or something?
It was only Pops that didn't know where his son was. So my theory is the whole family knew, but they never said anything to him. That's why he had always... Because think about it, it's a barbershop in Harlem. He could go to any barbershop in the world. Yeah, he chooses to go to that specific barbershop. And then the mayor lady also knows about that barbershop. And you saw her face when she found out the Pops was dead. That's another thing that made me think that's possible that it's his son. Just because everybody else on that side of the family knew. They all knew. But they never told Pops because they just didn't feel the need.
Just like keep it low key and like, oh, you're my dad, but no.
He never told him. Because in the black community, there are a lot of instances of that where you find your father and then you just like have like instances where you just know him, but you don't feel the need to tell him or something, or it's something that people just... I don't understand that thing because I know my father, but they like feel like, okay, you're my father, but I don't really need that connection, but I want that connection without you knowing about that connection. It's a really weird connection. I'm using the connection a lot here. Next question.
Like, okay, so are there just like kids running around with guns trying to like kill people? Because like in the the beginning of the second episode, there's like in the beginning and the end shows like the one kid trying to hold up Luke. Yes.
Well, that leads to an issue that is actually in real life, because in real life there are actually a whole bunch of kids in the hood these days that have firearms for no particular reason, and it's kind of unclear how they all get them. Like, some get them from parents, some get them from the neighborhood drug dealer that they're working for, and that is an issue that does actually happen in real life. That's one of the things that I was talking about that was actually moved from real life into the show. That's also in comic books, but it's really in real life. It's a real issue that young people are carrying weapons these days, and that's something that may be addressed in the actual show. Like, we've only seen the 2 episodes, but I have high hopes for this, showing us this movement that's going to be happening, started by Luke Cage. Hopefully. I don't know. So 2 episodes in. Maybe I'm looking too much into this, but maybe not. Because he's bulletproof. Come on, man.
Oh yeah. So, does he get sick? Like the flu and stuff? Because he's like unbreakable, but like...
See, there's a thing to that. And I'm not... like I said in the beginning, I'm not fully in-depth in Luke Cage the way I probably should be. But I know to this point, he can get sick. And there was... the only part of him that's not bulletproof, as far as I know, is like his eye and his like mouth area. I think his skin is bulletproof. So he can maybe eat poison or something like that, and it will affect him. And then he can like... I know I heard this. I think it was in the comic books, I think, but I think it was also in Jessica Jones, where they had to stab him in the eye, because that was like the only part that the needle could break his skin to give him like medicine. So he does get sick, like he gets the flu and stuff like that. Anything major would have to be ingested or put in a certain way that he would ingest it. It can't like just be like, oh, rub something on you. Like, I don't think it works that way with him.
So like, since it's like unbreakable, like how does he have like super strength?
It's one of those things where
it's given to you?
It's connected.
Okay.
It's just one of the connected things.
Okay.
So
So you mentioned something about Jessica Jones.
Yes.
So I've seen one episode of Jessica Jones.
As of we will be watching that later and reviewing that too. Don't worry, people. Don't worry. We will be doing both. We'll be doing all of them probably.
All of the things.
Yes, all of the things.
Hashtag all the things.
Hashtag all things.
Okay, but and he's in that episode. So is that like at the same time frame, or is
As
it
of
before
right now,
or after?
I am assuming that Jessica Jones. No, I'm like 90% sure Jessica Jones is after Luke Cage due to the fact that he's not looking for a love interest at this point, right?
Yes.
And he's a love interest of Jessica Jones in Jessica Jones.
Oh, really?
I believe that's what I've heard.
Oh.
Hashtag don't quote me. But I'm assuming, unless something happens in the Jessica Jones which we haven't seen, but that would be nearly impossible since he's actually going to adopt his powers. Because you remember at the beginning of this episode, he doesn't want his powers and he's not adopted into him. But as we see in Jessica Jones, when we see him, he's in his powers and he's just like, this is me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming Jessica Jones is after Luke Cage.
Or like maybe like starts like halfway in between.
They could. Listen, we haven't gotten that far.
It's true.
This is inferences.
True.
I probably could have seen Jessica Jones before this, but I want to see Luke Cage because my brother.
He's been really excited about this.
I really have. Next one.
So there were like the Asian people with the restaurant, and like he said he like got them when they were protecting him from like the people getting money for the mayor person.
Yeah.
Like is he just gonna be like hawking them and like or
I don't know how they're gonna do that. I'm assuming since he's gonna be doing other things, they're gonna be calling him like, "Oh, somebody's messed up the store," and then he's gonna go over there and do it. Like I don't think he's gonna be standing in front of the store 24/7. But yeah, and that also brings up another thing about people getting shut down because their restaurants in a certain area that people give them protection. People like the mob and stuff, and that is something that happens in real life, which also makes me very happy that they're not just making this some random real superhero. They're making this a legitimate. This is what Luke
like
Cage
real
is.
life.
Yes, they are
instances.
actually giving you
So it's not like a
real
perfect
life Luke Cage,
community.
what it's about, how he's doing it, all this, that, and the other. It's gonna be amazing, people.
That's all about have. That's all I have.
This was a light day. Yeah, leave a like, comment anything you want to talk about, misquote me, anything I said wrong, anything that you want us debate about, whatever. Leave it down there.
And if you like us and want to see more, subscribe to get more videos in your inbox. Bye!
See ya.